Good morning, everyone. We have Hope hanging
Mm-hmm.
out with us.
Yep.
Good morning, Jenny. So, Monday morning. Ah,
Monday.
so much fun. I don't know. I don't know. I don't, because by Wednesday it feels like a Monday to me anyway. So,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like blurs in.
Yeah.
So, well, they took the snow out of the forecast this week, so we'll see what happens.
Wow.
I'm sure everyone heard about the huge rock slide that happened.
Yeah.
Although it's not really like a hi Christina. It's not really a rock slide. It was more of just a whole shelf of a like the mountain just like fell over onto the road.
Yeah, I saw like two pictures, like a picture like before it fell and like before and after, and it's crazy to see like I'm like no wonder it fell because it was like a little ledge.
Yeah, it was huge. I mean, there's obviously going to be damage to the highway. So, I don't know, it might be closed for the rest of the week, but we'll see.
Yeah.
So, well, those that tuned in yesterday found out the big surprise. Because last Monday, Hope Dad said that there's going to be a surprise on Sunday. And so it was. It took them yesterday to break it up, and they actually cleared one lane. But because the highway itself is damaged, it's probably going to take the rest of the week to fix it. But that is a major highway, so I mean, it is top priority. And also, they're having geologists come out today and look at the cliff or the side of the mountain with the drone to see if more is going to break off or what they need to do. So, just kind of an up in the air kind of deal. Luckily, no one was hurt. It was just one of those things that happened early in the morning. So, I mean, that was pretty good when no one was on the highway. But, so, yep. So, the surprise yesterday was that we tried something different. It was a video-led
Mm.
worship service, and I thought it went really good.
Yeah.
Denise and Samantha did a really good job
Hmm.
because it's hard. That's hard because you singing with it, you can't change the tempo. Good morning, Bethany. You
Yeah.
can't change like anything, the key, nothing. You just kind of have to just go with the flow there.
Yeah.
So I thought it did really good.
Yeah.
They both did.
And
So
it gives us some flexibility. It gives Angelo Sunday off if he needs it, if he
mhm.
wakes up sick Sunday morning, so
Yeah. And we'll always like to have like one or two different tools in our toolkit just in case something happens. Good morning,
yeah.
Jim. I don't know. I think our family's like, what was it? Be prepared, be overly prepared, or something
Yeah.
is our unofficial family motto because we do it unintentionally. Um, but so yep, that went good. Mom talked about VBS.
Mhm.
Uh, it's coming. It is coming so fast. We're already starting. We're doing a church preview February 6th, and then we're gonna have a teacher training the end of February, and then start our youth trainings and do a whole bunch of stuff. So it's here. VBS is officially here. I know, right? It's hard to think about it in January,
Wow.
but you're gonna blink and it's like gonna be April and gonna be struggling.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm excited. I think the theme this year, it's it took me a little bit to warm up to the whole twist and turns kind of theme because
Yeah.
it kind of seems more of like game day
Yeah.
because it's like games, except
Mhm.
twist and turns. Their songs are more like retro, like they're
Right.
more 70s.
It's more like board games, right?
Yeah, so I really wanted to take their props that they had like on the stage, but
Mhm.
you can't do that.
Yeah.
So we tried though. We did ask. We did ask very nicely, but so
Yep.
yep. I mean, I don't know, other than getting ready for that and everything else. So
Yeah, and mom and dad, they have, like, their their state trainings are coming up too in
I think that isn't
March,
that I think it's
February.
all of February and all of April.
There's some in
And
March
yeah,
too.
that's right. And they're all on Saturdays.
Yeah.
Although the good news about that is that one of the trainings is actually coming to Alamogordo this year.
Yeah, that's good. What's funny is one of them is coming to Portales, so that'll be fun to see mom and dad.
Yeah, they'll have a lot of time to hang out with you
Yeah.
because their training doesn't start till 3:30.
Mhm. Yeah.
But so yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on in the church. Might not seem like it, but we're starting to definitely gear up and
Mhm.
get ready.
Yeah, because and I feel like too, a lot of people don't realize, like, our VBS starts, like, at the end of May, and
Hmm.
so it really, after school ends, then we're really, you know, in VBS mode, whereas a
Yeah,
lot of other people's don't start until, like, the middle of summer, that kinda stuff.
yeah, and I think a lot of people, if you haven't helped with VBS, you don't realize like how extensive VBS is. So when we went to the training a couple weeks ago, those leaders they had already done their first VBS training with their staff. Like so they had yes, it does. Although I got to say, shout out to Lifeway because they make it as easy as possible. So you get the leader guide and you have the Bible story. It has an activity to do before you talk about the Bible story. It has activity after the Bible story. Has all of your points. There's tons of cutouts. There's so much that Lifeway does. Not only for the Bible study, but for each rotation, like for snack. Good morning, Jose. For recreation, for music, and what is so cool to me about VBS is that as the kids go through all the different rotations, they're talking about the Bible study, whether it's snack, rec, music, crafts. like, so that way the whole Bible story like hits home with them, and it's something that they remember. And I think that's what is so different about VBS is, you're every day you're trying to hit all of like the Bible stories and the points and all of that, but in a fun way. And I love VBS. Last year was my first official VBS, like teaching. I kind of stopped being able to help for a little while, but before then I just did music. And so then I taught pre-K kinder last year, and it was just a blast. It was so much fun.
What's funny is I kind of had the same thing. So like I did music, and then I taught preschool 1 year. So like what's funny with the music is like when I was still in VBS, you were doing music, and so like when you went off to college, I kind of took over that, and so I did music, and then 1 year I did preschool, and that was like one of the first times they did it. Like maybe the second year they did it at the park.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a game changer doing it at the park.
Oh my goodness. I don't think you realize like how like confined you are like to the church. Like you have to base your activities like on what you can do, what your space is. And the park too, like it's different. Like I'm just gonna say sticker activities, no go for the park. Don't do it. It sounds really good. But I'm gonna tell you, last year the whole week was super windy, and those little papers just like flew up like in little wind tunnels, and it was the kids loved picking them up, but it was just
Yeah.
made a huge mess.
Yeah.
But I think VBS at the park, definitely our church will never go back.
Well, and what's crazy too is like I think about like 2019, the last time we did VBS at the church, like we were running out of rooms. I remember we had to have a trailer just to do crafts. And so I can't even imagine like the size of kids we have now. I can't imagine trying to do that in the church. And so it
You want
was
me to blow your mind for a second?
what?
So registered right now for Kids Club
Mhm.
is 110. Right
Wow.
now. Not all 110 come,
Right.
because the Lord knows we can't handle all 110 at the same time. So we average about 70 or 80. Good morning, Tony. But registered is 110 for just Kids Club. Can you imagine what VBS this year will look like? Like, it's going to be huge. Like, last year for VBS, I had 30 pre-K kinder. Like, that is a lot. Like, luckily, it was kids, most of them that I had for Kids Club. So we all knew Miss Hillary's rules. We all knew how to act. But yeah, I think VBS in the park opens up whole new doors for us as a church.
Right.
And last year there was a little girl, you remember, she was playing with her grandma out in the park,
Mhm.
and she
Yeah.
saw what we were doing, and so the next day her grandma came and registered her, and we had,
That's like the
which was
best
great.
advertisement because it's
Yeah, I mean, why not? You're seeing all these kids having so much fun,
Yeah.
and it was so cool.
Yeah. Oh, Jim. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
I think you taught one of my classes, Jim. I think you were in like the 5th through 6th grade, if I remember correctly. Um, I know you did rec a couple times.
So the most memorable at VBS for me, well, there's two, because one of them I got pink eye like that year, and that's like the only time I ever missed VBS. But the other one was when Jim was my like I think it was third and fourth grade teacher, and he was the one who actually led me to Christ. And so that was really cool.
That's so
So
cool.
yeah.
I just remember you joking with us all the time, Jim, at VBS. But
Yeah.
so a lot of coming up.
What's awesome about being at the park too is I don't know if you remember, Hillary, like after like when we would do it at the church, it took so long to get all the decorations down, like the church back to where it was,
Well,
but at the
we
park,
spent like that. So when we did it at the church is when we started doing the 4 days.
yeah.
You remember? Because it took us a whole day to set up everything.
Mhm.
All the rooms, sanctuary. That time we did a teacher's lounge. Like everything took so long to set up. And then I remember the 5th or the 4th day when we did like the program and hot dogs or whatever, like if you weren't helping with the hot dogs, you were taking down decorations because everyone was tired and
Yeah.
ready to go. Yeah, I love the park. Don't really have to decorate. Like
Mhm.
you can have stuff, which is great. I think I did posters on cardboard or something just because I needed some of them, but I don't know. I think the kids are just happier too. I mean,
Right.
they're
Yeah.
walking from place to place and all sorts of stuff. But
Yeah. So, but just yeah, we'll Blink and VBS will be here for me.
I know, it doesn't feel like that, but I mean, my goodness, we're gonna start in April, starting to register for camps. I mean, it's all just like right there. It's super crazy,
Yeah.
but
Hmm.
so crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, Hope and I are just winging it today.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about what we were going to talk about.
No,
Yeah.
I mean we pretty much just wing it.
Yeah. Mondays
So
is easy. Dad threw me questions on Friday, so this is easier than.
he does hard questions too.
Yeah. Well, he couldn't think of any hard questions, like hard,
Okay.
really. So it wasn't too bad on Friday, but
I'm pretty sure we got him for the last trivia game though. I think we threw some hard questions.
yeah, he'll never want to be back with both of us again on a
No,
job. Jesus.
no, it's just too hard. We're just so much fun.
Yeah.
So, so what's happening with you, Hope? I'm pretty sure you told them Friday, but we'll just
No,
hear.
I didn't. So,
Oh, okay. Let's hear it.
I'm exhausted. They know that. No. Um, but yeah, we're in week 3 of the semester already, which is crazy because it felt like it
It just
started.
like blew by. I literally, I don't know. To me, it feels like you just left like last week.
Yeah.
Like so fast.
I can't believe like Wednesday is February already. Like that's crazy.
Don't. Yeah. No. It's.
But yeah, the Christian Challenge has started back up for the semester. Um, going back to my church here in Portales, First Baptist Portales. So just kind of getting in the groove of things again. What was really cool was the Christian Challenge. Were like they're starting to like get guest speakers like pastors or like not worship leaders, youth pastors to come and
Mhm.
talk on Thursday nights when we have worship. And so this past Thursday, the pastor of First Baptist came and spoke, and it was really good. I was talking about how like how we deal with our feelings and how we have like positive feelings that we like
Mhm.
to feel and negative feelings that we don't like to feel, and how we as a society deal with it. He talked about like distractions, fake it till you make it, like all these kinds of like superficial stuff that really doesn't solve the problem. And so we looked at how Jesus deals with feelings,
Mhm.
and it's totally different of how we deal with them. He acknowledges them, but then he feels them, and then he gives it to God. So it was a really cool message. So yeah,
That
it
is
was really
cool.
cool. So
I always think it's super cool to like. I mean, not that we're that old, like, but you're almost 25. But
no, I'm not. This year I turned 22. I'm not almost 25. Okay,
we
maybe I
just,
am,
it's
but
a
you.
yeah. We just love teasing Hope. But I think, like, especially for you and I, like, growing up in the church, I think it's really cool for me to see us, like, learn different things, or, like, stuff that we've already learned, but kind of, like, in a different perspective.
Right. Yeah.
And so the women, we're doing a Bible study, Good Boundaries and Goodbyes. And what it talks about is like finding like what are good boundaries, like what are biblical boundaries, and like with relationships, like what does the Bible say about having good boundaries, or when it's time to say goodbye, or that. And I was like, that's really cool. And I love it so far because, like it's okay to, not give everyone like your 100% trust on everything, but you still have to, give them, something.
Right.
But it's also okay, like if which one do you need? The Bible study. I can probably type that in for you, Christina. But it's really neat to see and to learn like that it's okay to, not like, like bye Felicia, like to a relationship, but to get to the point where like you're at peace with, just like, okay, like, God wants me to let this go. Like I don't have to keep holding on to it. I don't have to keep trying to, kindle a relationship that isn't meant to be rekindled.
Right.
Um I don't know, Jose. That is a great question for my dad.
I don't think so.
Yeah, so the lady that does it is Lisa. I always can't say her last
TerKeurst,
name.
something like
Yes.
that.
And oh man,
I think it's
I love
intended
her.
for women, but I think it can be for anybody.
Right. So when Lisa talks about it, she brings in her like actual therapist and a like someone who does like the doctrine part of like boundaries or like what the Bible says. And it is so good. I'm typing it in right now,
I
Christina, and anyone
I love
else.
Lisa TerKeurst because I talked about this on Friday, but the girl I'm discipling, we're going through like a devotion, like a day by
Mhm.
day devotion of seeing Jesus in the Old Testament. And Lisa TerKeurst actually she does that study, so she wrote it, and just like her words, like it, just she has such a gift with words, and like
Yeah.
it's so like, and I feel like anybody can relate to what she's saying, and so
And
she's really
m-
good.
my thing about Lisa is like she just feels like an old friend that you talk to all the time, that is like speaking truth into your life. And like she's sitting next to you and you're both going through the Bible together and you're both learning about what God says and like how to resolve issues. And I mean, Lisa has been through so much in
Mhm.
her life. Like, you guys go and research and type in her name and learn about her life because she's gone through some really, really hard times. But I mean, and that's where all of her studies like talk about like, one of them is not supposed to be this way. The other one talks about, good boundaries and goodbyes and forgiveness. And, like, so when she did those Bible studies, she was walking through them at the same time. And it's just, I mean, talk about a biblical woman, like right there. Like she just, I don't know, like they're
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah. And I think no. I was gonna say I think some of her stuff's on Right Now Media, but I don't think so.
So it's actually, and I'll put it in the box too. So I did some digging and I found that all of her stuff is on studygateway.com. So you guys can do I think it's the 7-day or the 30-day trial. Um, and then it's only $6 a month. But all of Andy Stanley's stuff is on there, all of Lisa's stuff, all of Jenny Allen. There's, I mean, thousands and thousands of like really good Bible studies on there too. And that's definitely something worth checking out is Study Gateway. But the reason I found that was, I didn't type that in right, my bad. It's an extra W. You want to add 3 W's in the Study Gateway. Sorry, I don't have enough coffee. Don't click that one. Put in an extra W. Here, I'll do it again.
It's a Monday.
Oh man, it's gonna be a day. But I found this because I bought her the study, Goodbye, Good Boundaries and Goodbyes, and it actually came with a code to go onto the website, and for free you watch the sessions or whatever. Um, so that's how I found it, and I was like, I might as well just go ahead and
Yeah.
get the subscription, because we use it. But
That's cool.
so yeah, so that's what I mean. It kind of ties into what you kind of were learning Thursday.
Yeah, yeah. It was just
Biblical.
really good because what's funny is like so like the girl like and it's not really discipleship anymore. It's more like, because we're good friends, so kind of just hanging out doing a Bible study. But we were
Mhm.
talking about how like just it's confusing sometimes like to just our in our brains like I don't think we can fully comprehend it but just like how can God or how can Jesus be fully like human and fully God, so like
Mhm.
we were talking about that and we're like it's just I don't know, it's kind of confusing because like he deals with emotion, we talked about like we just don't understand. And then like Thursday night we hear a message on Jesus dealing with feelings, and that really put it into perspective for me of like, yes, Jesus has, human feelings just, like because of his human side, but how he deals with it is so much better than we do. We
Mhm.
don't run from our emotions. So
Yeah. I mean,
it's really cool to see how like you have this question and like a couple days later, like God answers it.
yeah, and I think that's totally like this study definitely is one of those because um when mom and I sat down and talked about like, well, what study should we do next? And Lisa the next day sends out, this study, and I'm like, what great way to learn about boundaries and relationships, biblical boundaries, then, I mean, I don't know. They're just so good. And so she does a clinical side um to like boundaries, and her therapist is a Christian too. So he
Mhm.
ties in a lot of biblical principles. And then she has a doctor that just handles like all the doctrine, and so she actually asks questions that like we would ask,
Mm.
like
Mhm.
like so I have like someone that's really hard, they just they don't give, like how do I handle that biblically? And so
Mhm.
it's just really good.
Yeah,
Really
that's really cool because you don't just get her talking, you get, other expert, talking, and she kind of like is like the viewpoint of, the listener,
mhm.
the viewer.
Mhm.
So that's really cool.
So good. So good. So if you're interested, just click the second link below. Don't click the first one. um so but yeah, the Bible. Talking about Jesus having emotion. You remember the story? I think he was in the temple, and I think it had to do something with, it wasn't tax collectors, it was tithing. That the
Mhm.
Pharisees were saying something about I don't remember the full story, but Jesus got so mad that he like flipped like
Yeah.
the table.
Yeah. And that's what I think like the pastor mentioned too is like we think that God, like Jesus doesn't like feel like he felt anger, he felt
Mhm.
like all of these things. It's just, and then he mentioned Jesus just like flipped the table.
Yeah, we need the shirt, like flipping tables like
Yeah.
Jesus.
But yeah.
Fun.
Yeah.
Well, I think
Mhm.
I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna sign off. Thanks for everyone just jumping in, and go check out. Yes. Mm-hmm. It is a great yes. And burnout is real in ministry. And I think what helps with that too, Jose, is like finding someone that you can kind of bounce off like ideas. It's easier for me because I work with my parents. So like if I have questions about stuff and everything or get distracted, yeah, Definitely. Definitely. So I hope you guys have a great week. I'll go ahead and pray. But have a great week. Drink lots of coffee. Check out Study Gateway. If not, Right Now Media has a lot. We love you too. We miss you guys. I miss you guys.
It was fun when you jumped on, Christina.
I know. So let me go ahead and pray, and then we'll go ahead and start our week. Dear God, we just come to you today, and I just pray that with whatever everyone's dealing with, um, whether people know about it or they're just letting you know, I pray that you just give them the strength and the courage to just follow you no matter what is happening, and just let them know that you are there for them and that you're there to comfort them and they can trust fully in you. And I pray that this week that we just really dig into your word and we learn about principles that maybe we've already known or maybe we don't know. And, that we really just dig into your word and we talk to you and we just um, keep that line of communication open with you. And I pray that you just help us no matter what struggles might come our way this week. In your holy and precious name, amen.
Amen.
Amen. Oh, hi, Glenda.
Well,
you guys have a
good Monday, everybody.
great week. Drink lots of coffee. I don't know. Watch lots of Bible videos. I don't know. So
take a nap. I'm gonna take a nap today. Take a nap.
Yeah, you're gonna take a nap. Yeah, I can't take a nap. That'd be nice though. So I guess if you can take a nap, take a nap. If you can't, just drink more coffee. So you guys have a great week. Bye.